Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Out of Character Adventure Podcast with me, with the gang.
Gang.
Gang, gang.
I apologize for us saying that. I'm so sorry. That was awful.
I'll keep it in there.
No.
Gang, gang.
No. We are southern white Texas people.
Some of
Us
us
two
are.
are. Marcus and I. Marcus and John are.
You was one white ass honky.
Wow. I'm definitely going to throw a D20 at you some point tonight. Man, that whiskey's getting you frisky.
It is.
Welcome to another podcast episode. John Carter.
I'm Marcus Womble. I'm the drunk one tonight.
I'm usually the drunk one, but most off, I am the loud one.
Second most off, I'm the one with the best dome.
Best dome.
Best dome. Up on top.
Yeah, yours is cleaner shaved than mine right now.
It's not clean shaved. It's just nothing grows up there.
That's how you beat the system.
Oh God, Marcus, I love you. And George, our DM, is right there, and he's about to say something about the audio.
Hi, everyone.
This is where he's going to start over and cut all that other stuff out.
I feel like every episode we record, we just drain more and more of George's life.
I was going to say soul.
Like we are the cigarette smoking of souls. Like everything we say is another 7 minutes off of his soul life.
Or student debt.
If that was the case, I would speak nonstop for a really long time because fuck student debt.
It's because he dies.
Also, souls are eternal, so you just have like constant like
Student debt. Damn.
Sounds about right.
Eternal student debt.
Oh, fuck.
Welcome to Earth.
All right, George, take it away before we lose more people.
Can't lose from negative.
Oh.
Also, I'm gonna do a quick shout out. Joshua Brian Smith, fuck you. Thank you.
Called out.
You have to get to what is this episode 20?
Wait a minute.
The 17.
It's
Me
episode.
and Josh have the same middle name.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, if it's Brian, then I am pretty sure too.
The whiskey's making me a little confused on what his middle name is. I'll text him. George, take it away.
Let's start things off by thanking our friends over at Syrinscape for their fantastic audio software and app.
Thank you for Syrinscape.
They continue to provide really great ambient music and Foley for our adventure. And if you guys would like to amp up your game as well, check out Syrinscape.
Get amped.
You said Foley,
Yeah.
and all I can think of is motivational speakers right now.
By the name of Matt.
Yep.
Yeah. Down by the river.
Who may live in a van down by the river.
Down by the river. By the
Oh, hey.
river, by the
So I know this is the time we usually do like sponsors and stuff.
I was down by the river. I was shaking my ass. Sorry.
That's our sponsor for next week.
Oh, okay.
Would y'all allow me to actually, like myself, pay the podcast to sponsor my own product?
I hate where this is going, but I also love where this is going.
I'm highly intrigued.
Yes.
Go on.
And by me pay, like I'm not actually going to pay anything, right? Okay. So I have been thinking a lot lately.
Hey, can you sign this sponsorship?
Too late. And basically, we've got like most of us have 32 teeth, right?
Yeah.
I got 4.
That's why I changed that to be most of us. And it really becomes very cumbersome. You've got a lot of cabinet space.
Four isn't cumbersome.
You've got a lot of money that goes into like a toothbrush for each individual tooth.
You have 32 toothbrushes.
Yes, it's a toothbrush. You have one brush for your tooth. And so my whole life I've been thinking about this. It's too many toothbrushes, too much cabinet space. I was like, especially when me and the wife, like, how do we have 64 fucking toothbrushes? So I've come up with the very first teeth brush.
I have a follow-up question before you start the rest of the set.
Yes.
Teresa's a dental hygienist now, right?
Yeah.
Is she about to come help you do this ad?
Probably not.
Damn it. Because you didn't think about it?
I did not. Damn it. Anyways.
Rule number 2 is a lie.
So I've come up with the very first teeth brush. Basically, it's going to be, your 16 toothbrushes on top, your 16 toothbrushes on the bottom, all going at the same time. I'm still kind of working out some of the finalities, fine detail work of the teeth brush, because right now, when you put that motherfucker in your mouth, you kind of gag a little and stop breathing. Yes. Question.
So, I have a solution.
Okay.
So, make it a U-shaped.
It is.
Upward. No, the bristles. So it cups around the tooth. So you don't have to go outside, surface, inside. You just do it all at the same time.
John, who's been thinking about this a longer amount of time? This guy right here.
Who-
I thought about
Who
that.
also took 5 seconds and could have made this advertisement better by bringing on your wife.
I thought about that. But if you make it's the physics of it, like getting the front teeth and the back teeth at the same time, have that U shape. It just doesn't work. I thought about it. I made some prototypes. I'm tweaking some stuff, but here in the next month or two, teeth brush should hit all the major stores.
Wow, so you just jumping from nothing to the major stores?
I haven't actually talked to them, but that's the plan.
Piggly Wiggly?
I'm meeting with them next Monday.
Okay.
Save a lot.
Oh shit.
Super ones?
Oh no.
I'm trying to think of more stores that I think, pretty sure have gone out of business. Just throw out your,
Kmart still around?
I don't know.
Of course.
Apparently they carry.
That's where you get your crispy pants.
Oh, that's right. Anyways, look for your teeth brush here in a couple months.
I'm excited.
I'm not.
For too long have I lived under the scrutinous reign of my toothbrush.
And they say, you use your toothbrush for 2 minutes.
I have another question.
That's 64. You're spending over an hour brushing your fucking teeth.
Question.
Yes.
Are you going to make adaptable teeth brushes for people without a complete 32 set of teeth?
I mean, that's going to get really expensive customizing. We're going to have to get bite samples. It could happen.
This is ableism.
It's going to
This
cost
is rude.
you.
I need a set of two. I need
Of
a teeth.
teeth?
I
A
need
set
a
of
teeth.
teeth?
I need a
You need a
teeth
set of teeth. They're called dentures, John. My grandma's got some she can lend you.
No, because they're made for her.
I, for one, stand by your new product, Marcus.
Thank you, George.
But you're
I'm
Hard
sitting.
on it.
I'm excited to see them roll out. And with that, let's actually start the show. Unless you guys have anything else to say.
Nah, I think he said enough Tom Dickery for the night.
All right, let's get to it. Today's episode of Out of Character.
Don't break the teapot. Don't break the nice teapot. Sorry, I'm trying to pour tea without breaking it.
So, on
needle
last
pulling
time's
thread.
episode of Out of Character, our merry band of intrepid adventurers found themselves meeting up with a strange individual who had summoned a strange earth elemental of some sort.
John is in extreme pain right now, and George is just steamrolling right past. Go ahead, George.
They spoke with the individual who had summoned the earth elemental that attacked them earlier, seemingly defenseless and not posing much of a threat.
Asshole.
They go into discussion, and they soon learn that this individual has some information on Doar, the individual that they were tasked with finding. He tells them of this vision he had been bestowed upon by his patron, it seems, of some evil that Doar might bring forth upon this world, and he himself has been tasked with stopping this from happening, with giving very little information on his methods and continually asking to be left alone to continue his quote-unquote work. Couple questions go on, and this individual has been identifies himself as Garm, who the
Marcus.
party knows.
I just realized
Yeah,
I pretended to poop last episode.
forgot about that. John pretended to poop.
No, John actually pooped in the chair.
Fuck.
Garm, the individual who, given the previous note from Doar himself, was the individual that took Doar hostage, essentially. The party decides to part ways with Garm and lets him go about his way. They take a rest within this cavern system and then wake up to what sounds like strange rumbling across the path, across the way towards the wall they found earlier, miscolored and seemingly rumbling. They make their way through the wall, bursting through, and they see a pathway leading into further caves. They follow, and using Johnson as a scout,
I just shoved my Johnson in there.
he goes forth, and some strange creature, presumably Garm, takes him out. The party moves forward, and they find Garm with some strange humanoid person, wrapped and covered head.
Shoulders, knees, and toes.
I just want him to hurry up so I can rip this dude's taint out.
They move in, and before they can make a successful attack against Garm to disarm him, he moves his self into some sort of passageway and blocks the entry with another wall of stone. The party quickly runs to who they can presume is Doar. They say his name. He seems somewhat in recognition of this, but before any real progress can be made, the party hears a yell from Yorick, telling them of an uninvited guest.
You say something like, "Get to the chopper."
All
Was that it?
And that's where we left off.
right, so it's York's turn in initiative. I really just want to rip Garm's taint. I've hated Garm from the beginning.
Wow, that bass.
Duh.
All right. So, Yorick.
Question, George. Did you roll an intelligence check for York last episode to see if you knew what the creature was?
Correct.
You did, and he didn't.
He did not recognize it.
Okay.
Yorick, you see a brief flash of what looks like a bright white light coming from the passageway you had initially come through, where Yorick now is. He is out of your line of sight, but you see this beaming light, and giving his track record, you can presume this is one of his more holy imbued spells. You hear some sort of weird grumbling, gurgling sound coming from the passageway.
The fuck you laughing at, man?
He casts holy guacamole.
Oh god. I think that's the first time that y'all got me good enough to snort on the podcast.
One of these days I'll get y'all good enough to make George laugh.
No, because George secretly sets up to hate everything before he comes in.
That's the secret.
You see this bright light flash, and you hear this strange rumbling, almost reptilian sounding hissing gurgle, and you see Yorick make his way about a foot or 5 feet into the chamber you're all in.
Not 30 feet? Did he just walk to that Walmart?
I can't see. There's a giant reptilian thing right there.
Oh my god. That's
Right there.
currently
Yes.
only Earth Elemental, because we don't have a reptilian thing.
We don't have a reptile and elemental.
You see Yorick
Shit, that's
kind
scary.
of rumble back, and he turns to you in a quick panic. Get ready to fight. This looks like it's going to be rough.
Ah, shit.
And that'll bring us to the top. You hear another quick rumble coming from where Garm put this sheet of stone up. Another.
Did he make another wall?
You don't know. But you hear that sound coming from.
Well, I'm gonna be a mechanics pusher, because if he did, then this one drops down, because wall of stone is concentration. And I think stone is stone shape.
It's fantastic, Joe. So you hear the rumbling, and you presume another wall has been put up. That'll bring us, Darren. It is your turn. What do you do?
Is talking a free action?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. We've been talking for like a week of what we're gonna do.
Wait, George doesn't know that.
If I hold my, if I use an action, can I
Okay,
hold my
but
movement?
Your
No.
character doesn't know what my character's gonna do.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna. He's about to ask for you to break down the wall so you can run through, like more quickly. Hey, Jed, finish breaking down that wall, and I'll scurry on through so I can get Garm and wrangle the truth out of that bastard. Then I'll hold my action.
All right. You can hold your action to dash.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna be.
All right.
So if I hold an action, does it only have to be that action? Like, if shit goes sideways real quick, can it be a firebolt instead?
No.
Okay.
You have to designate what your action is going to be before, and what the trigger is going to be. So I'm assuming.
But does it have to be only that trigger, or can I decide to trigger it beforehand if something changes?
No, you have to decide right now what.
So
It could be vague.
I'm
but
like,
it doesn't necessarily have to be a specific.
I'm holding my action to dash
Mm-hmm.
for
Something to happen.
an opportune moment that requires my movement.
Pretty vague. All right. Okay.
You
That's
opened a door and John walked right through.
Yeah.
I Kool-Aid man that door. Oh yeah.
All right. So you are holding your action. So that'll bring us to Jed. What do you do?
I will. Do I think that pounding away with swords will damage this wall faster than like me just barreling straight into it?
Give me an intelligence check.
Oh fuck. Okay.
Oh, that's a solid 10, George.
A 10. You imagine that although rudimentary swords and bladed objects could probably make a pathway, but it would take quite some time. You do remember that the blasts that Darren was slinging were effective against these stone slabs that were put up, but even that took time itself.
But can't you do like 4 attacks?
I can do 2.
Oh, that's pretty good. You're already raging, so that's fine.
Oh. Nice. Then yeah, I can do 2.
Let's do it then.
There's already a second wall up.
We don't know that.
We fucking heard it.
We heard a rumble. We heard a bunch of rumbling over here, but we didn't know what it was. There's no walls.
Okay, can I make an intelligence check on that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of what I was asking earlier, but okay. I can
That's a
check.
solid dose.
You're too distracted with everything that's going down. You have this new enemy apparently that's shown up. You have Doar that's semi-conscious. You don't know what his condition is fully. So you're a bit distracted.
So I didn't want to like flat out say I want to do an Arcana check. When you said I heard a rumble, I asked like if I understood what that was. Because earlier you said like we heard a bunch of rumbling in here, and there's not like a lot of extra walls.
You can go ahead and roll an intelligence check too.
Intelligence or Arcana?
Intelligence.
Oh shit. Am I smart? Oh. Okay, let me re-ask that. Is Darren smart? Because John's not.
I was about to say, not necessarily.
It's a soft 20.
Soft 20? Yeah, you have experienced this sound before, and you can very much discern that it's probably another wall that's been put up between the one that was initially put up and now.
All right. But yeah, that's fine.
All right.
I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna go run up. So if I
No, it's the next one over to your right. I mean, sorry, left.
no, it's right here. This one.
Oh shit. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. So
You can
5,
probably
10,
move
15.
that bottle cap because he's probably not there anymore.
And I'm gonna start hacking away with both swords.
All right. Go ahead and roll damage.
Can he roll to see if he crits it? At least.
Just roll damage.
Oh, okay.
That is 14 plus 18 total.
18. With the initial crack that Darren has made, you use that, you plunge your sword into it, and you start making the gap larger and larger. You've probably got about maybe a good 3/4 of an inch hole, but you see now there is definitely another slab of rock after this one. So once you break through this, you'd have another round of stone to break through.
It's useless. There's another wall.
Oh no.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
How much damage did you do?
18.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go 5. Will he allow me to go through his space?
Yeah.
10.
Count it as difficult terrain as it is, and he's not unwilling. It's just he's
You
not.
can move freely through a ally space.
Yeah.
So that's what I was asking. Is
You can move freely. It's just gonna count as difficult terrain, essentially.
well, that would
Defeat the purpose.
end my turn in that space.
All right.
Because I would
Then-
go 5, 10, 15 and end there.
Yeah.
Or I guess.
Because I essentially think of it as moving through an ally space as they're making themselves accommodate your movement. Like they move out of you.
I think what he's trying to say is usually when you go through an allied space, they're conscious and they're able to like move their body to give you that free access to
Yes.
full movement. But since he's completely unconscious, then it's
Yeah, then all I can do is move back to the other side of him.
All right.
That from Darren.
All right.
and then. So you said you saw another wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
John just rolled something. We don't know.
Well, I rolled for odd even. I'm now gonna have this be the opportune time to move because I want to get in a better position because Darren knows how hard these walls are to take down, and if York's right, then whatever's coming is really bad. And I know Jed can track, and so I'm going to dash 60 feet over here. So
No, it's just gonna be your regular movement.
no, I held my action to dash.
Yeah. Dashing is using your movement. So
I
in a
have-
normal round, you'd have your regular movement, and then dash, you move your regular movement.
Oh, so I'm only going 30 feet.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe 30 feet this way.
Where do you want to go? You got 2 more spaces.
Only 2?
Yeah.
Shit. Right there is fine.
Okay.
Uh,
So 20 feet towards
actually,
Warwick.
right here.
Okay.
Because that gives me a better viewpoint of inside that hallway.
You can make it to right here.
Yeah, but I don't want to be lined up with them.
Okay.
In case, like, some shit happens. I want to be off to the side and still have a viewpoint of what's going on.
I have a mechanical question.
Yes.
Does me hitting the wall count as an attack, or do I lose my rage?
I mean, he still attacks something. Rage doesn't say you have to attack a person or a thing. You just have to make an
That's
attack.
you have to deal damage or be dealt damage, correct?
No, you have to take the attack action or receive damage.
Then yeah, I'd say it's an attack. I mean, you're
Okay.
attacking a wall, but
Cool.
all right.
Oh, the only reason I asked if he could roll to crit, because half orcs have that, like, extra crit ability.
Right.
What the fuck, man?
Me?
No, George.
George is just not having anything tonight.
It's full bullshit.
Huh?
It's full bullshit.
Oh.
All right. So the creature moves. You hear lumbering, making its way through this hallway. These heavy, almost sloshed sound footsteps make their way.
Can I see it?
You see this shadowish figure as it plows through and shoves Yorick. Yorick needs to make a strength save, which he fails. So he moves 10 feet. No, Yorick does.
York.
So the creature is still at the end of the...
Where creature is, that's where York would be.
Oh, he's right here.
Yeah.
Shoves 10 feet.
Correct.
No, York was here.
No,
No, he
yours
was not.
was right here.
Oh, okay.
All right. So now very visible to you as Yorick's body comes crashing into the wall next to you, Darren. you see now this almost reptilian-like, huge bipedal monster.
Do I know what this is?
Give me a nature check.
16.
16. You remember some people talking about some strange, almost alligator-like giant being. This scaled monstrosity that would slumber in some deep lakes. You try to recall a name, and Eelgoth. An Eelgoth.
Eelgoth?
An Eelgoth. It's some sort of strange cross between an alligator and a man of ginormous size.
Killer Croc.
Oh,
Essentially, imagine a killer croc. This very like amphibious looking muscle-toed being comes in.
Okay.
And you just see its arm slowly retract down as it just flung Yorick.
So, Darren's thing is fire. All fire.
Yeah.
Do I know if that would have...
Not with a 16.
Okay.
Yeah. So, this Eelgoth moves in almost seemingly to end the job it had started on Yorick. As it does so, it moves into your space and you just hear this like low hissing
It's not my space.
and
Did it move there?
um,
Or right in front of...
right in front of Yorick.
Okay.
And he is going to take another attack against Yorick.
He has
You
two
see-
attacks? Fuck.
You see these large claws come down on Yorick. And that will strike with a 23. Yorick.
Hey, quick question. Was the shove part of like a charge where he has to run 10 feet in
No.
a straight line?
No,
Okay.
no. He just he used one of his attack actions.
As a
to-
push?
Yeah, as a shove.
Okay.
I forget. They call it shove in 5e.
So that's going to be 7 points to
I would say
Yorick.
push. But he rolled a 23 to hit?
Correct.
Oof.
And you see
Maybe it's just +4.
Yeah, doubt that. Does this guy look hella strong?
he seems very corded, muscular, and almost tough hide.
Oh, great.
But with that, it is now Yorik's turn to retaliate. Yorick, seeing this prey, he almost stammers to his feet, still strong, still full of life. He brings up his hands once again. You see that familiar light start to glow on his gauntlets as he brings them down. This pillar of flame, of radiance, erupts around this creature, and it tries to make its way out of it, but it fails, taking another 7 points of damage.
I'm glad York decided to put on his armor.
Yorick then tries to maneuver around, flanking with Darren.
Oh, no. No, Darren is not an up-close guy. Does he decide before he moves to use his bonus action to maybe send a word of healing thoughts and prayers to Doar?
He did think about it, but he doesn't seem to do that.
Of course he was swayed by Garm.
You see him flank around this creature quickly, and he tries to almost goad it, just yelling out, "Your fight is with me, fell beast."
That was a pretty good voice.
The creature seems persuaded.
Don't shrug your shoulders. You couldn't
It's
do a
alright.
better one.
The creature's attention turns and follows Yorick as it flanks around him, as he flanks around the
good.
creature.
Turn him. He's facing away. He's distracted.
So, now, Darren,
Yeah.
this creature now visible, very much visible,
Yeah.
stands before you, probably standing around 15 feet tall. Straight, just thick trunk-like legs. This almost slime-covered tail swafting back and forth. This long, almost snout-like alligator maw. And these what look like greenish, turquoise scales.
Oh.
What do you do?
Reptilian scales or dragon scales?
Reptilian.
Okay. Marcus, can you move me in a L shape 20 feet? It should put me right next to... No, other way. Right next to Doar. So 5, 10, 15, 20. There you go.
All right, so you're going to take the attack of...
I wasn't in his space. Unless he has a 10-foot reach.
Just as George goes to check to see if he has a 10-foot reach.
He does not.
Okay.
All right.
Folks, he does not.
And he is pulling out the 9-iron in the deep green. Guys, this is marvelous strategy. Soft claps all around. As I'm running, I'm getting frustrated and like scared as shit, and I just second level scorching ray.
All right.
The lowest one is a 16.
I'll hit.
Cool. Okay. Separate these out because if I want to do empowered, I have to do it all at the same time.
He seems to be reaching into his bag to get...
Sack. I'm fondling my sack
He's fondling his sack for the
in front of my friends.
D8s?
6s.
D6s.
12. It's a 12. Not 6. It's 12. It's
He's now lying about the size of his D.
Marcus. I love you.
I see a whole lot of ones over there.
I will use sorcery points to empower it. And I can reroll this many.
All right.
Good shit.
Oh shit, those ones turned into 5s and 6s.
There's still another one. Alright, so that is 10, 22, 26 fire damage.
All
Shit.
right. With a 26, these bolts of flame come hurling across the figure of this being. You see mote after mote land and hit, and you just see steam rise from this almost moist, slick reptilian scales of this creature. And as the fire dissipates, you see its flesh almost convulse. And you hear that same hissing, but it seems almost in pain this time around.
Does it seem to be hurt less?
You
Then
gather that it's about the damage you would expect
Okay.
from your spells.
All right.
It doesn't seem mitigated in any way.
all right, good. I will then take another 10 feet and so right there. Yeah.
Folks, he is now hiding behind the hostage.
Yeah, I am. And it's called Ilgarith? Ilgoth. So after I hit it, I'll go. Yeah, it's called a Ilgoth. If any of you know how to kill a bitch.
Can I roll for that?
Go ahead and roll nature.
That's an 18.
18. You too have heard of these reptilian-like, almost giants. They often reside in freshwater lakes. To find one here is a bit odd, but you're not too familiar with its living patterns. I'd say you also can't recall any actual like hunting information, anything that might be useful.
Does York maybe get a reroll now knowing its name?
Well, he didn't know what it was to begin with.
I mean, okay. Yeah, never mind.
What do you mean, George? What do you mean, John? Hey, George, cut that first one out when you play this again.
No, you fucked up.
Shit.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do, Darren?
No, yeah, that's it.
All right, Jed.
I am going to charge 5, 10, 15, 20, 25
Oh,
to
is that
its
flanking?
backside. Well, I mean, it'd be flanking if our DM would allow it.
Wait, are we not doing flanking rules?
No.
I don't know where John's been.
In my own world?
Apparently.
Fuck.
And I'm going to cast a second level whack this bastard with a short sword.
I legit was about to be like, you can't cast spells, you're raging.
Fuck me. I looked it up. And it says rage ends early if you fail to attack another creature or receive damage.
Okay.
So I first,
Creature?
yeah,
You bonus action rage.
I rage.
Okay.
Okay.
That was your second rage of the day, right?
My 2 rages of the day.
All right.
I rage.
Okay.
And then I roll a whopping.
15?
Nope. 13.
13. Your attack goes. Your short sword, correct?
Yeah.
Goes and lands, and the scales are too thick. Your blade seems to gleam off these scales. You go in for a second attack.
That would be a bonus action, which I just used to rage.
So you run up to this creature. You feel your bloodlust. Your blood starts to pulse. You feel that heartbeat in your ears and your head, and you feel that enormous adrenaline rush. As you go to attack, you are aware of what this creature is, but you've never fought one before. It still seems alien to you. So, as you're getting to learn its physiology, perhaps your attacks will get better. That'll bring us to the creature. It turns, and you see it glare over at Darren's form. This low hiss. Jed,
Yes, we
I need
use
you to
it
make
well.
a strength saving throw.
Oh, fuck.
With
With advantage, because you're raging.
Correct.
saving throws?
Strength checks and ability checks and saving throws.
Are we sure about that?
Yes.
Should be under features.
Advantage on strength checks and saving throws. I get advantage, mother.
2 ones.
That's a natural fucking 20.
Hell
Nat
yeah.
20? All right. You see the fist of this creature sling off to its shoulder, ready to go in an arc against you, and you ready yourself. Its fist, its arm comes crashing against your form, and you just
It tried to
you
pip hand
two
you.
hands pin it in its place. Your legs and feet slide a bit, but you don't buckle. You hold its weight and you just toss its arm back at it. You hear that same low growling hiss as this creature is audibly not happy with that. It then decides to just raise its arm up, and in a raking motion, its claws come at your form. With I believe a 17 will miss.
17 hits.
Oh, 17 hits for
Right on the dot.
Your AC is 17 too?
Yep.
Nice.
17
10
brothers.
points of piercing damage.
Almost legal.
Halved?
Correct.
That was a bad joke, sorry.
As these claws come slashing damage. These claws come slashing across your form. It almost cuts past your pectorals, almost ripping some muscle, but you flex, you tense up,
But I flex that shit away.
Yeah. And your muscles almost steel up. And that'll bring us to Yorick. Yorick, using this quick distraction to his advantage, is going to summon forth another spectral weapon. He raises his arms forward, and you see that bright light.
It's going to be right here next to him?
No, over there by you. I don't know. Actually, it's not my character.
There's good. And he goes for an attack for a 21, and he swings for 6 points of damage against this creature. Very good. York then just once again tries to goad this creature. I said your fight is with me. And he just growls at this creature.
Wait, did his spiritual weapon miss?
No, it hit.
Did he use a cantrip?
He is not. But he is attempting to goad the creature and pull its attention away from his allies.
I mean, he did that earlier without having to use an action.
Correct. So the creature's attention turns towards him as he holds his gauntlets up, and he again bangs them together in a familiar fashion to you all, and you all hear this reverberation of low frequencies as the creature needs to make a wisdom save. I don't believe that will succeed, but let me check its stats. Nope, it's got a minus. So that's going to be a D12. And you guys said York's was useless. For 11 points of damage.
I don't remember John saying that.
I don't. You say you remember or don't remember?
I said I don't remember John saying that.
I don't remember Marcus saying that.
Oh, I remember Marcus saying that.
Oh, shit.
The creature just once again, that low growling hiss. You hear its painful growls. Then you know it's being dealt substantial amounts of damage. There's no way this creature is going to stand much longer. That'll bring us to Darren.
How's it look?
It looks pretty beaten. Again, its physiology is a little alien to you, so you don't really know how worse for wear it is, but you have to imagine it's been hit pretty hard from the three of you. What are you doing?
Did I see you put a good berry in that dude's mouth? I did. I was right next to him.
Correct.
So I know that after we kill this thing...
Hold on. I had a good berry ready to give him, right?
I believe you fed it to him.
Yeah,
okay.
You used it as your action.
You called his name.
I can't remember.
You gave it to him as your action.
Right.
Okay.
So what are you doing, Darren?
So, Darren knows the magic of Jed's berries. The vitalizing goodness that comes from Jed's berries once you put them in your mouth. So I know this guy is good for a little bit. And I know that together we can accomplish more. So instead of busting through that stone wall right now, seeing this thing being hella hurt, I will then take a stone from that wall as it's distracted and catapult it into him.
All right. Dex save, correct?
Yeah.
That is a 19 on the die.
And then it just flies away.
It seems as its attention is turning towards Yorick. You lunge this stone towards it. It leers in Yorick's direction as it almost unwittingly moves out of the way of your stone's trajectory. Unfortunate.
Fuck.
Anything else you like to do? Move, anything?
No, I'm good there.
Okay. That'll bring us to Jed.
Looking at the tail section that's kind of sizzling with scorching ray, or not? What was
Yeah,
it?
scorching ray.
Scorching ray.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take an aim at that and just start hacking at that tail.
Excuse me.
Mama had a great gator tail recipe.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to recreate that. So my first attack was a natural 1.
Unfortunate.
And then I steady myself and attack again for a 17.
17 hits.
Noise.
Ooh. That will be a total of 13.
13 points of damage. Very good.
13?
Yep.
The fuck?
This time,
All right.
you are
boo.
ready. Your first attack whiffs entirely, but that just bolsters your rage. You clench, you tighten up on your short sword, and you just raise your arm up and you slash at it with such ferocity that you cut through what has to be at least 2 layers of muscle. And that low growl echoes through this chamber once again.
I'd like to growl back at it.
Give me your growl. Grr.
Grr.
I was thinking more of like,
You retract your blade, and the creature's growls cease. And you, for a second, can't believe your eyes. That cut, you just made it. The blood is still fresh, pouring, but its muscles seem to suture itself together.
fuck.
And the creature just flexes out with this large groaning roar, and it turns its attention towards you.
Even with the necrotic damage that Yurk did?
Correct.
Ah, fuck. Hey, Marcus.
Bring it on, bitch.
This is not good.
Bring it on, bitch.
2
I'm just gonna
lumbering
use camp
claws.
trips for a while.
I was gonna say, you know what didn't heal?
The fire?
Yep.
No, I got it.
Okay.
Darren. Yeah, no, Darren got it.
So, the lowest roll being a 24,
Oh yeah, all that shit hits.
taking 15 points of slashing damage halved to 7.
Okay.
And another groanful hiss comes in your direction. That'll bring us
To you.
to Darren. Yorick, correct. Yorick lashes out with its spectral weapon, bringing it down on the creature, but it misses. But unfortunately for him, he has his backup. He brings his bracers once again. The creature manages to steal its mind from its power. Yorick just kind of huffs in disappointment. You will fall yet, creature.
Huh?
You will fall yet.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I got that.
Darren.
You lived in Russia for 3 years. Fuck off. Yeah. So I saw it heal after I didn't hit it with fire. So I will cast Scorching Ray.
Okay.
This one. The lowest one is 15.
Yes, all hit.
Cool. Dope shit. All right, let me do this again.
He is once again fondling his sack in front of the rest of the party.
And you all like it.
He is reaching deeper and pulls out a handful of D6s. He's checking his grip.
I hate you so much.
He goes back for another. Checks them. Gives a good shake.
I will empower it.
And he empowers his sack.
Can you stop?
His friend does not stop.
Fuck. Good shit. 12,
I just saw 2 6s from that empowerment.
24, 29, 32 fire damage.
32.
Yeah.
You unleash another torrent of 3 motes of flame. Each come crashing against this creature. The first knocking it down to its knee. The second crashing straight into its face, and you hear the hiss start to gurgle and almost cry out. The last one hitting it square in the chest, and its almost entire form seems to light up. It's brought down to one knee, almost ended, but it still breathes.
Is a door good?
He still seems somewhat heavily wounded.
Yeah.
His breathing seems a little more stable,
Okay.
but it's hard to tell without any actual medical knowledge.
All right, cool.
Your
Would-
mom's medical knowledge.
Oh, cool. Anything else you'd like to do?
No, that's it.
Jed, what do you do?
Oh, I'm going to do what I do best, and I'm going to attack it twice with a short sword.
Alrighty.
That first attack is going to come down with a
9.
8,
Oh,
8 misses.
and the second one will be a 16.
16 definitely hits. Roll damage.
All right. That comes to a total of 9.
9 points of damage. Very good. You cut down again, striking deep within this creature. Pouring blood starts to streak across your blade, and it just fuels you. Was there anything else you'd like to do?
Nah, I'm good.
All right. The creature stands up. I need Jed to make a strength saving throw.
with advantage. Wow.
It's another natural 20.
All right, very well. This time, in its weakened form, you, with one hand, just stop it in its tracks. Its arm trying to throw you against the wall near you. But you're not having it. You stop it. You fling its arm back at it. And it seems entirely frustrated. And it's going to attempt to strike at you. Seemingly the most potent threat, the one you can't easily get rid of. That's going to be a 23.
Can't easily get rid of you, John.
23.
You're right. I'm too hard to hit.
Why does it look like both of y'all are jacking off right now?
That's going to be 10 points of slashing damage.
Well, I don't know
Reduced
about George,
to 5.
but I actually am.
I think George is just rolling.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, I'm rolling dice.
Okay.
Anything else you'd like to do?
That was his turn.
I would like
right.
to take my 5 points of damage.
Yorick
You would like to?
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
is going to try to
I think
wombo
it's,
combo again. And this time we'll hit with this blade.
His spiritual weapon.
Correct. For 5 points of damage. Once again, this creature is knocked across its hard, almost cracking skull. As his blade comes down upon it, it gets dropped down once again, just repeatedly getting beaten. Yorick uses this moment to use its reduced constitution to potentially garner some hope with its attack. It will fail the save against the Toll of the Dead for 9 points of damage.
Did you roll a d12?
Correct. And with that, the creature clutches its head. It rocks back and forth, and it just starts to crumble down. Its head slams across the floor in a resounding thud. Unmoving, bleeding profusely, the creature seems to be no more.
Hey, y'all, let's go for the fucking wall, and I'll throw a firebolt at the wall. Let's go get a Garm.
Yorick turns to you, Jed.
Yep.
How are you doing? Good.
Man, I didn't feel that shit,
Good.
motherfucker. As my rage kind of subsides, and like, sorry about that. I'm all right.
I'm quite fine. Thank you for asking. That's 11 damage to the wall.
You manage to blow apart a good chunk of it.
There was already a hole in it.
Correct.
Like 3 or 4 inch hole.
3/4 of an inch.
Oh,
I'll keep going.
All right. You blast after blast after blast start creating craters into this
That
stone
was
wall.
3 blasts, so 3d10s.
Well, I'm saying we're out of initiative, so
I also run up and start just
aiding him.
Ching, 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 ching.
That is 19 points of fire damage.
$19. Again, you just almost like volley this thing with motes of flame.
In the midst of ching, 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 ching. Yeah.
That's 18 on the die.
18 on the die plus 32.
32 damage. Is it still up?
You guys, with time on your side, it'll probably take you maybe 3 minutes to get a substantial hole where you all could traverse comfortably.
And then we start working on the second wall.
I'm saying that'll
Do
be
the
the
whole
first
thing?
time. Yeah, do the whole thing.
Okay.
So about 3 minutes, 1.5 for each wall.
Oh, Josh's middle name is Bradley. Damn.
It
Sorry.
was so much cooler about an
But
hour
Brian?
ago. Half an hour ago. How long have we been recording?
About an hour.
About 45 minutes ago.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
So,
So
You
we
guys-
get through the walls.
correct. You see another long passageway stretching as far as you can see.
And I run down it.
It is a straight.
I'm sprinting down it.
Okay. Jed, what are you doing?
I am. Fuck. Okay, so. Jed was not sent for Doar.
Correct.
And he's been kind of following this group more as a... he really bonded a lot with Yorick.
Mm-hmm.
And last conversation he had with Garm, he was very close to, at the end of the conversation, he was ready to attack or hold him and not let him go. But one of the last things that Garm said was something about he got the staff almost as an inheritance from his mother.
Correct.
Who passed away, and at that moment made a bit of a connection. So he is still, his mother taught him to care for the creatures and other people around him. But he feels like this bond he had was betrayed.
Mm-hmm.
So he's very torn.
I'll say you see Yorick making his way to Doar, and he seems to be tending to him and administering whatever medical aid he can at this moment.
Okay. So as he sees that, I'd say Darren probably got a good lead on him as he kind of hesitated to make sure that he was good. But he is pissed at this guy and he takes off running.
All right. You run for 60 feet, 90 feet. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
And I'm dashing.
Yeah.
Oh. 19.
19. You run and you run and your foot almost leaves the ground as this makeshift pit trap falls below you, but your momentum carries you to the other side and you tumble for a good 3 feet, and then you center yourself and you see now there's probably a good 5-foot gap that was just probably about a 15-foot drop, but there's more passageway ahead of you.
Keep running.
You keep going. Jed, you follow behind him, and now you see, you hear his footsteps. You hear that patter of running and heavy breathing coming from Darren. And as you come behind him, you see now this 5-foot hole, which you can attempt to jump with either an athletics or acrobatics check.
A 5-foot hole, my long jump should be able to clear it.
All right. Without any issue, you spring over and you jump. Darren, you continue running, and it's just a straight...
How long have I ran?
You've probably at close to 100, 110 feet at this moment.
Okay.
So it hasn't been too long. But you continue running, and you're just seeing these walls after wall, and it doesn't seem to end. It just continues on. It careens here and there every so often, but it doesn't seem to shift in any elevation, in any depth, in any... it doesn't open up to any chasms or anything. It just continues on for as long as you can see. Give me another dexterity saving throw.
18.
18. This time you see what looks like scattered earth that seems irregular, and you come to a halt. You manage to stop your momentum before, and you stop and you shift whatever tarp or whatever it was used to kind of mask this pitfall once again, and you come to another 5-foot hole, probably another 15 feet deep. You continue.
Yeah.
You jump over easily with your. What's your strength score?
It's well above 10, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
After
13.
seeing 2 of these traps, the same ones, is he more in tune with like seeing them ahead of time?
Darren.
Yeah.
It all depends really, because he is in a bit of a crazed rush.
Yeah.
So, like sometimes your vision is tunneled, and there's enough detail sometimes where you can pick it up. Like in this instance, where he was able to see it before he fell victim to it.
I mean, I'm only paying attention to 3 things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's at this point is
His dick.
my dick, my balls, my taint. The floor, and any like weird thing going on with it. The walls, like if someone made another wall thing happen,
Mm-hmm.
and a body.
Okay.
Like if I see someone, that's all I'm paying attention to.
Give me investigation checks with disadvantage.
That is a yeah, it's a 4.
A 4. You're keeping an eye out for these discolorations that you're familiar with.
Yeah.
But you don't see any.
Okay,
You
cool.
continue and continue.
4 on the floor.
4 on the floor, yeah. And so I keep running.
Correct.
George is checking something on his iPad.
You continue running, and as you go further and further, you start hearing the sound, this almost roaring sound, but it's constant. It's this. It's not rumbling. It's this constant rolling growl of a sound.
Does it sound like a waterfall?
Give me a nature check.
That's a natural 1.
At this point, it's like you're not concerned with it. You know what you're looking for. That will come to you when you get there. So, it's not so much in your mind right now.
But I hear this loud noise,
Correct.
right? At this point, I'll stop.
All right.
Wait for Jed to catch up.
Jed, you see Darren standing still in front of you.
I will pass him.
All right. You too hear this continuously rolling growl of up ahead, and it grows louder and louder as you move forward. Darren,
Hey, do you know what that? Hey, do you know what that is?
As I run past you, you notice I have sheathed both my short swords, and I've got my longbow out now. And I
But
plan
I'm
on shooting.
I'm still saying, hey, do you know what that is? As you're running by.
Do I know what that is?
nature check.
Guessing an 8 doesn't know what that is.
You do. It's a waterfall. It's the sound of rapid water.
As I pass by, I'm like running, like, water.
Wait a tick. Let's start running. 10 feet behind him.
All right. You guys run for another 3 minutes. And this sound just grows and grows and grows. Finally,
Man, this guy moves fast.
you come across this large chasm. And you hear the sounds of multiple sources of this rumbling, roaring, waterish sound. With your dark vision,
And my light.
with the aid of his light, you can see what looks like breaks in a large like chasm of some sort. There's wall surrounding you, and in the distance there's darkness. But you see, breaking through these walls are water sources that turn into waterfalls pouring down, and you see before you a lip, the end of the road. You stand in an open tunnel leading into this large open chasm. You hear these distant and multiple sounds of water gushing and roaring and falling, and they seem to hit some ground somewhere below you. You're unaware, but this light, just a beacon in this darkness, goes to show how large and expansive this chamber, this chasm, this canyon is. You see no end.
Do we see Garm?
You see no sign of Garm.
I would like to track my favorite enemy.
All right. Investigation with advantage.
Is that an 18?
That's a 15.
Oh.
Investigation or
Survival.
19.
19. You look around and you see no traces within your vicinity.
I don't think he came this way.
Well, let's double back, see if we find a wall he made. Let's go.
I'll go back down the tunnel, just checking the whole way for any sign of him.
All right, give me another survival check with advantage.
That'll be a 22.
22.
Nice.
You see somewhere around the entryway. You guys make your way all the way back. You see tracks making their way down the hallway a short distance before turning into a discolored wall.
I start throwing firebolts at it just to start breaking it.
All right.
And I'll attack too.
You guys, within minutes, or a minute actually, break through, and you see another long outstretch of this familiar tunnel that goes beyond your dark vision.
So we find another tunnel.
Correct.
I'll yell up for York, and I'll start running down that tunnel with light on my
What are you
staff.
yelling out?
Hey, York, come on, let's go.
You hear a distant, "We came here with a mission."
And now we found the person starting stuff. And I'll be all set.
Why do you think that?
Because of the table.
What table?
The one that he was using a ritual
Oh,
on Doar.
okay.
The fact that
slab.
yeah, this slab, and to Darren, it seems like everyone else upstairs is dead. Doar was prominent, and more prominent people seem more capable people. So stronger user, like magic user.
Okay.
And it seems like Garm was trying to get rid of him. So it seems like Garm is trying to get rid of everybody within that chapel-ish thing. And if that's the case, then Garm has more idea, or a better idea what's happening with the undead, not dead people. And everything he was saying with Garm, like what that Doar was doing, that it was Garm. That makes sense?
Okay.
So the story he was saying about himself is what Doar is saying. So Doar had a vision about Garm releasing the gates of hell or whatever. And no one believed him. Garm ended up then killing everybody. Doar fought him, kind of beat his ass a little bit. Garm got the upper hand and then tried to sacrifice him like they tried to do with Thomas. And yeah. That's currently what Darren thinks.
Okay.
At the very least, Garm is hiding something, has more answers than he was trying to give earlier. We need him.
Okay.
Yorick exclaims again. I will not leave him behind here, defenseless.
Alright, cool, stay with him. I keep running down the secret hallway that we found.
Okay. You run. Jed, do you follow?
I think once again he's very torn.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like tracking somebody, he feels like time is of the essence, and he wasted a lot of time going all the way up and coming back down a lot slower, looking for tracks. He can travel slower tracking the individual, but there is a guy who he's been beaten and close to death, who needs help. And there's a lot of big nasty stuff going on around here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that needs more protection than the chances of tracking this guy down.
So
I think he's gonna turn around and go back to Doar.
does he say anything to Darren?
It's useless. We got an injured man. We've got to help him.
Darren will, he'll run forward another 100 feet. Look around.
You don't make it 100 feet. You probably make it around 75 before you come to not the sound of roaring water, but a current. You hear water passing by at a steady pace, and you see what looks like a small antechamber with what looks like a large stream of water that has cut through this stone naturally and has created some river flow, and it seems to continue on for an unknown amount. And you see across the other side 15 feet this continuation of earth and tunnel. You don't know where exactly to go from here.
I'll throw a firebolt straight down that tunnel. Watch it light up.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see anybody?
You see this beam of orangish light just flow through this tunnel, almost like a ball down a pipe, and it lights its pathway for a good 60 feet,
120.
120, well past your sight. You see it die out. It seems the tunnel continued 120 feet and further, perhaps. This maze becomes more and more apparent.
Darren will sit there and find you. You son of a bitch. The world is full of evils. But the worst, the trickiest one is lies. And you are a liar. And I will burn you to your folly. And I'll turn around and start walking back to Jed.
Where do you stand now, Jed?
I've already turned around and I'm by now probably closer to being back over by Doar.
Doar lays there, his fresh wounds being tended to by Yorick. These makeshift bandages, if you can even call them that, of ripped cloth that have seen some prior use even, wrapped around the palms and wrists, ankles and legs of Doar. It seems you've gotten your man, or at least the man that these two gentlemen came here to get. Perhaps not everyone is satisfied with the outcome, but it's not the worst outcome that could have happened. Darren,
Yeah.
you make your way back and you see standing above Yorick and Doar, Jed, looking on as Yorick tends to this poor man's wounds.
I slumped down on the side of the wall and put my head in my hands and just sit there, start thinking.
You feel an arm clasp on your shoulder, and Yorick just looks at you and gives a heavy sigh and just kind of nods in condolence and recognition.
Yeah.
I'd say kind of that time it takes Darren to get there. Jed has 9 of those berries left, and he's gonna hand them to Yorick to feed to Doar.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll cast it again and put another 10 berries down.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably pass Jed when you're coming into the chamber as Jed is walking back out, and looking at Jed, you see a man who is on the brink of an emotional breakdown, just holding it together as best as he can.
As we pass,
As you're coming through, he's waiting for you, and he walks out into that tunnel right behind you.
so does he like pass me as we're walking?
Yeah.
So as we're passing that tunnel, I'll stop, put my hand on his chest, and go, "We're gonna get him. For sure." I'll drop my hand and keep walking to let you go do your thing.
And then as I walk into that tunnel, you hear the manliest
South sob.
of sobs, yeah,
Nice.
coming from the tunnel.
Darren,
Yeah.
with the aid of Yorick, you both take Doar. Yorick, almost begrudgingly, I do not know what hell this poor creature has been through.
Yeah.
But I do not think I am capable of healing his wounds entirely. He needs more adequate attention.
We'll get him back fast.
I know.
Let's give Judd a second, and then we'll head back. It's gonna be fine. I promise. It's gonna be okay.
Darren,
Yeah.
he is still alive.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, man, it's gonna be okay. We got this. It's fine. We'll travel back. Take him to Thomas and the weird judge dude, and we'll be fine. He'll get healed up and get some better answers, some more clarification. It will be fine. It'll be fine.
With you two together, Jed, what do you do?
I'd say you hear kind of the echoing sobs. Yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of his mother dying. And he made this connection over his mother's passing with Garm and then felt betrayed by it. And all of a sudden there's this place or this person he has to place all of the anger he's had for the past year with whoever it is that killed his mother. And you hear the sobbing stop, and echoing out of the tunnel, you just hear, "Somebody let Boris out." And then the steps leading away as he's running down that tunnel.
Darren, do you do anything?
I'll poke my head down the tunnel. Like, hey, no, wrong way. Let's go this way. Try to persuade him to realize that Boris is this way. Let's take this guy to the healers in the city and figure out what he knows, and then we'll get fucking Garm.
Yorick just kind of places his arm on your shoulder. I think this is where we part ways for now. But I have strong feeling we will meet again.
Oh, fuck.
It takes you a while, but with the aid of Yorick, you get Doar to the ground level
Yeah.
of the monastery. You all take turns carrying him. On your way back, you, in a bright day, see a small group of individuals, armor-clad, making their way towards you. You hear in the distance, "Oi!" So, you see these armored individuals, which you recognize as the Crown's Guard.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What about Boris?
Boris is gone. He's
Boris
dead.
is alive. Actually, no, it would have been well enough time. Boris would have just charged out.
Yeah, good for him.
Good job, Boris.
you see 4 guardsmen in passing. One of them seems to recognize you, dear. Hey, you're Ashlock's friend, aren't you? I mean, he's
Yeah?
only really got one friend.
Yeah, that's me.
All right.
Is he okay?
Oh, he's fine. Just a good seeing you, in good health at least. I heard what you were tasked with, and I see that you made good.
Yeah, we got him. Are you here to take us back?
No. Just kind of strange coincidence, honestly. We're on our way. We got scheduled up north, covering some bandits or something.
Oh, okay. Hey, do you need help?
Well, we've got about 5 men strong. If anything, talk to our commander.
All right.
I think you know the guy. And he kind of
Yep.
smiles half-heartedly, like half-cocked.
Yeah, Thomas is a butthole.
All the guys kind of snicker under their breath. All right, well, you be safe.
Yeah, you too, man.
And the ships in the night pass. You make your way safely back to the city with Yorick and Doar. And that's where we're going to end today's episode. We'll pick up next time.
This was a good one.
The Out of Character
That was a
Adventure
fucking good
Podcast.
one.
That was so good.
I almost cried. This is the whiskey mostly, but I almost cried.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Thank you for listening.
Oh, girl.